January 2021. February's inflation this year was also lower than the same period last year, which recorded at 0.28% in February 2020. From Jakarta, Rahayu Pakmo for IDX Channel.
Market headlines will be right back after this quick break. Stay tuned.
Presiden Joko Widodo memiliki optimisme yang tinggi terkait dengan proses vaksinasi nasional yang sedang dilakukan saat ini. Bagaimana tanggapan dari pengusaha dengan angka ini?
Tentu membuat kita harus lebih berhati-hati.
Langkah apa yang tepat dilakukan untuk bisa meningkatkan pemahaman masyarakat?
Komunikasi publik adalah kunci. Jadi kita harus bisa menunjukkan kepada masyarakat bahwa vaksinasi itu penting.
Welcome back to Market Headlines, viewers. President Joko Widodo has decided to cancel the attachments of Residential Regulations number 10 of 2021 concerning the investment business sector. This regulations opens the tap for investment in liquor companies in number of provinces.
President Joko Widodo has decided to cancel the attachment to the Presidential Regulation number 10 of 2021 concerning the investment business sector. This regulation opens the tap for investment in liquor companies in a number of provinces. Jokowi said that the decision to cancel the opening of alcohol investment was made after receiving input from a number of organizations and religious leaders who oppose the regulation.
Setelah menerima masukan-masukan dari ulama-ulama MUI, Nahdlatul Ulama, NU, Muhammadiyah, dan ormas-ormas lainnya, serta tokoh-tokoh agama yang lain, dan juga masukan-masukan dari provinsi dan daerah. Bersama ini saya sampaikan, saya putuskan lampiran Perpres terkait pembukaan investasi baru dalam industri minuman keras yang mengandung alkohol, saya nyatakan dicabut.
The government had previously designated the liquor industry as a positive investment list. Previously, the alcoholic beverage industry was a closed industrial sector. This investment licensing policy for the alcoholic beverage industry applies in Papua, Bali, East Nusa Tenggara, and North Sulawesi. The presidential regulation is derivative rule of Law Number 11 of 2020 concerning job creation. Based on the presidential decree, the alcoholic beverage industry can obtain investment from various sources, both foreign and domestic investors. From Jakarta, IDX Channel's coverage team reported.
So after all all these pros and cons, today President Joko Widodo decided to revoke the opening of investment for alcoholic beverages in the Presidential Decree number 10 of 2021. But however, let's find out more about this presidential decree and why these regulations had been reaping the pros and cons into the following infographics. First of all, we can see the requirement of the alcoholic beverages investment requirement in Indonesia. There are a lot of requirements in here. As you can see through your screens, first of all, for an investor is allowed with a value of more than 10 billion rupiah, excluding the land and the buildings. And the next one is that it must be from limited liability company, and the next one is that investment can only be made in 4 provinces, and you have to record in this. It's Bali, East Nusa Tenggara, North Sulawesi, and also Papua. And the next one is that for investments outside these 4 provinces, it must be stipulated by the head of investment board. And of course, President Joko Widodo policy to issue Presidential Decree number 10 of 2021, which also regulates investment in the alcoholic beverage industry, reaps the pros and cons. Based on these regulations, the liquor industry can obtain investment from various sources, both from foreign and also domestic investors. With this permit, even cooperatives and SMEs can also inject investment into liquor industry. And regarding this, public policy observer Agus Pambagio assessed that the presidential decree, which legalized investment in liquor, has the potential to attract foreign capital. Agus said that the regulations is in accordance with the local wisdom, especially in the areas that have a large number of foreign tourist arrivals. He said that the policy to facilitate investment could indirectly increase income for the local communities and tourism areas and encourage economic activity, which had been sluggish due to the pandemic. So this was also reinforced by the Bali Lahadalia statement, who assessed that the regulations as the whole could encourage more competitive investment as well as development of priority business fields. And furthermore, through this policy, of course, the government hopes that the alcoholic beverage business can make a positive contributions to the state revenue. But so far, has the contributions realizations have been positive enough? So let's go to the next graphic. Here it is. We can see the excise revenue in January 2021. First of all, the excise revenue from beverages containing ethyl alcohol has a fantastic number by 250 billion rupiah, which is declined by 15.18% year-on-year compared to the last year, of course. And the next one is that excise revenue from the ethyl alcohol itself required 100 billion rupiah. This is declined by 30.97% year-on-year. And the Ministry of Finance stated that the decline in excise tax revenues for alcoholic beverages was due to the decline in productions that occurred since the second quarter of 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic that hit the national tourism sector. And regarding to the state revenue, the Research Director Core Indonesia, Peter Abdullah, said that the opening the tap for investing in alcoholic beverages will be able to boost the economy in the regions, especially for the 4 mentioned provinces, which are the tourism destination. Peter believes that alcohol beverage investment can boost the regional economy, which is visited by many foreign tourists. Meanwhile, one of the government's reasons is that the existing activities related to the productions of alcohol drinks based on the culture become legal, and thereby strengthening supervision and control over productions and distributions so that the potential contributions to the state revenues can be more measurable. And furthermore, if this policy is able to attract foreign investors, what benefit can these investors get? So let's check it out through the next graphic. We can see the incentives that is provided for the investors that provided by the government. We can see there are 2 categories in here, from the fiscal and the non-fiscal. I would like to highlight the fiscal first, that about the tax allowance, reductions of the corporate income tax, and also the investment allowance that includes reductions in the gross and also net income. When we highlight about the non-fiscal, there are a lot of non-fiscal incentives, of course, as the ease of business licensing, provisions of supporting infrastructure, and also guarantee the energy availability. And the Deputy of Investment Regulations at the Investment Coordinating Board, or BKPM, Yuliot, ensures that every business entity that will apply for licensing for the alcoholic beverage industry will be assessed by BKPM from various things. Also, they must have a permit regarding environmental impact analysis, spatial sustainability, and also building approval. The entire licensing process is estimated to take between 1 and 2.5 years. And not only inviting investors, BKPM ensures that these regulations will curb the illegal alcoholic beverage business, because BKPM will coordinate with local governments in the regencies, cities, and also provinces to record how many business activities produce alcoholic drinks. So with the issuance of these regulations, have alcoholic beverage producers responded positively? Let's see through the next graphic. Here it is, we can see exact statement from Saman Simanjorang, which is President Commissioner of PT Delta Jakarta, Tbk. For us business actors, of course, if the focus on developing local products, yes, this may be decisions okay, but if it's to increase the productions of alcoholic drinks, especially in Indonesia, in our opinion, there is enough. And Sarman also said that the opening of the investment has the potential to increase the circulations of the alcoholic drinks and make market competition tighter. And considering that there are many players in the alcoholic beverage industry at the moment, and this in turn has the potential to trigger unhealthy business competitions, such as price wars, promotions that bring down each other, and so on. And even so, Sarman added that this step could also be a way for the government to develop local alcoholic beverage in Indonesia. And yes, viewers, hopefully the government will be more careful in issuing any regulations, and of course, it must be always involved with the public in the regulations issuance process. Stay with us, because market headlines will be right back after this quick break.
IDX Channel, the Indonesia Stock Exchange channel, is the authorized capital market channel in Indonesia. To give references to global investors, IDX Channel also presented the news about the dynamic of Indonesia's economy, business, and capital market in English. IDX Channel also have different types of programs. They are Special Dialogue, Market Opening, Market Review, IDX First Session Closing, IDX Second Session Closing, Market Headlines, and News Screen. IDX Channel is aired 24 hours a day with 5 hours live program from Indonesia Stock Exchange trading floor. Our vision and mission as the only capital market TV channel in Indonesia that is committed to improve the capital market knowledge in the country. News that had been delivered on IDX Channel can also be seen on our digital platforms, so you can give yourself an update about informations anywhere and everywhere. IDX Channel can be watched through Vision Channel, First Media Channel, IndiHome Channel, and Vision Plus, and also live streaming on idxchannel.com. IDX Channel provides information from around the world from different perspectives. We provide you various investment strategies, stock options, inspiring figures for your business references. IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business, and capital market channel.
to market headlines. Let's take a look at Jakarta Composite Index and Trade Movement. So earlier today, JCI was open at a level of 6,355.13, and then approaching the closing time of the first session, the index was on the level of 6,344.76, and the index was showing strengthening trend by the second session closing time. The index was on the level of 6,359.2. In short, JCI went up 0.33%. Next, we are going to see the sectoral movement. Leading the dynamics of today's trading, we got basic industry as leader of the strengthening trend that went up 2.22%. Consumer goods went up at 2.04%. Mining went down 2.2%, and infrastructure went down 0.89%. And moving on to the top gainers and the top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. Bank went up 16.84%. PMRI went up 0.38%. PJAS went up 0.68%, and BNBA went up 24.88%. Meantime, for the top losers for today's trading, we got ENTM that went down 3.87%. We got Telkom Indonesia that went down 0.86%. We got Astra International that went down 0.45%, and TINS that went down 5.53%. And step aside from market conditions as coronavirus pandemic takes a big role on current economic situations. Here it is an update data about coronavirus globally. The news close on market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy academic, business, and capital market channel. I'm Lantai. Have a nice evening and stay safe.